If you've ever wondered why mushrooms and onions from a restaurant taste better than what you make at home, it's not more ingredients, it's the patience. You need to give the mushrooms time to do what they need to do to develop that flavor. Today, we're going to work on the best mushrooms and onions you've ever had. Whether you're putting it on a steak, on a burger, in a frittata, it's up to you. All right, I've got 2 onions here. I typically only do 1, but these were really tiny, so I decided to do 2. So I'm just doing little slices. I like to save my onion peels and the ends of them to put in stock. All right, I've got my hot pan ready. I'm adding my butter, a little bit of avocado oil so that the butter doesn't burn as quickly. And I'm going to add a little bit of salt. All right, I'm going to turn the heat up to number 4, and I'm going to let those cook for 5 minutes. While the onions are cooking, I want to show you a kind of hack that I use when I'm making mushrooms and onions. Now, I've already dirtied up a cutting board and a knife, so I really don't need to do this, but I just love it because it's fun and it makes it quicker. So I have an egg slicer, and if you just push it through, you get evenly sliced mushrooms, and I just love this. Only do this with eggs or mushrooms, though, because you will break it. My husband has broken a few of these. But just look how easy this is. It's one of my favorite things ever. That's stupid, but also brilliant. So I'm just slicing these, leaving them on the cutting board, and I will add them after the onions have had a 5-minute head start. Okay, the onions have had time to soften a little bit. They're not caramelized yet, but they have had time to take some of that rawness off of them and give them a good head start. So now I'm going to add my sliced mushrooms and just dump them in, just give them a quick stir around. Since we've added mushrooms to it, I'm going to add just a little more salt. I'm going to add the garlic powder, cayenne, and pepper. This is all personal preference. If you don't like this combination of spices, you don't have to use them. It's really just what you like. I love cayenne in everything, so I legitimately put it in everything. Now, I've read that they say you shouldn't wash mushrooms because they're like little sponges and they'll absorb the water and make your dish watery. Well, I don't have a problem with that. I don't mind the water coming off, kind of steaming, cooking, and then once the steam has evaporated, I just cook it longer to get that crispness and caramelization on the edges. This actually doesn't look too like it has too much water in it right now. I'm going to add a little more butter just so it has a nice bit of liquid to kind of gently cook them to start, and then we'll worry about crisping and caramelizing later. So I'm going to turn it up to number 5, which is medium heat on my stove. And I'm going to give it 10 minutes to continue to cook, leach out some of that water, and then we can assess where we need to go from there. While I allow the mushrooms to cook, I'm going to get the rest of my ingredients prepared, and so that for me is my fermented garlic. If you don't have fermented garlic, first of all, you should get some. But if you don't, you can use raw garlic as well. I like to use fermented garlic because it's already peeled, and since it's fermented, it's broken down some, and it's easier for your body to absorb the nutrients from it. So I'm going to scoop out probably 3 cloves. Okay, I'm doing 4 because one's really small. And I'm going to cut off the end. And I have my little handy dandy garlic micro food processor. It's very small, it's very cool, I love it. I use it all the time. It's got a little blade in it. Just put my garlic in. Put the lid on. Put my lid on, and then just, you can see, you could use garlic, you could mince it yourself, you could use a microplane, whatever you're comfortable with, just do. We're about 5 minutes in to cooking the mushrooms, and as you can see, some of that water is starting to leach off. That's perfect. That's going to make everything soft. And then once we get to the point when we want to make them a little more caramelized, we can do that. But for right now, this is exactly what we're looking for. The water is perfectly fine. Just let it keep cooking. As you can see, that water has kind of evaporated off, and we're having more of the brown bits on the bottom of the pan, which is good for our flavor. I'm scraping everything up. We want all of this fond and umami to be on our mushrooms. So it's let go of its water and steamed off. The mushrooms have given up their liquid, but they're also still tender enough to absorb any liquid that you want to add to it. So I'm going to add my fermented garlic. I'll scoop it out of here. And I'm also going to add my fish sauce. Fish sauce is a very pungent smelling ingredient. Don't let that scare you. We only use a little bit, and it's going to heighten that umami and just make it that much better. So here I'm going to just cook the garlic for a second. That's not even. I'm going to cook the garlic for just a second. And this is when I'm going to add my fish sauce. It's going to absorb and make these even better. So I'm shaking my fish sauce. I've got Red Boat fish sauce. It is my favorite brand. And I'm pouring about a half of a teaspoon to a teaspoon. So I'm just going to pour it directly in. There we go. This is where you're really going to smell it and think, oh my gosh, what have I done? Sometimes Kevin will come out and be like, what is that smell? I thought I needed to take the trash out. But it's fish sauce. It's going to be lovely. Don't worry about it. So I've been cooking this on medium heat for the first 15 minutes. Now I'm going to turn it down to a 3 so that these slowly can caramelize instead of potentially burning. And I'll check them every once in a while, make sure nothing's burning, sticking, give it a little flip. But that's pretty much all you need to do for now. So just let it go for another 20 minutes, stirring occasionally, and we'll meet back when they're about done. The mushrooms have been cooking for about 10 minutes now. I'm gonna give them a quick stir. And as you can see on the bottom, they're getting these crisped edges. And that's exactly what we want. So I'm going to give them a quick stir, make sure nothing's burning. And the pan looks a little bit dry to me, so I'm going to add a little bit more of the avocado oil just to encourage some of that crisping and prevent sticking. Okay, and I'm going to give these another 10 minutes to continue cooking, crisping, and developing umami. Alright, so these mushrooms have been cooking for 20 minutes on temperature number 3 on my stove. They taste great. They look great. I'm just going to turn the heat up to 5 just to get those crisped edges on the mushrooms. This is personal preference. They could be done at this point if you like them perfectly soft with just a little bit of browning on the edges, but I like to have some be super soft, some be kind of crispy and leathery, if you will, to just play around with it and do whatever you like. So I'm going to give that about 5 minutes to continue cooking. All right, and here we are. We have caramelized our onions, gotten them crisp, and I'm just going to take them off the heat, put them in a bowl, and let them rest while I cook my steak. All right, in that short amount of time, we have delicious mushrooms and onions ready for steaks, to be on top of a burger, put in a frittata, really anything you can think of, these are going to be delicious in.